It's Sunday again. You know that I'm making these videos on Sunday, and I said that nobody's watching me and I will quit this. But here we are. I have to prepare another one for you. Maybe next time. But that's it. Guys, today we are going to try to answer one specific question that I'm getting lately, and this is Bitcoin or crypto investment?
What?
Yeah.
Man, look at man, hell no.
So if you were paying attention last time when we were talking about what are investments, then the answer is very, very simple. Is Bitcoin investment? No. Why Bitcoin is not an investment? Because investments are what? Those are things that create steady, recurring, and easily predictable income. So when you are asking yourself whether or not Bitcoin is an investment, you have to answer this question. Is Bitcoin giving you steady, recurring, easily predictable income every day, week, month, year? The answer is obviously no. So no, meaning that Bitcoin is not an investment. So if Bitcoin is not an investment, why do people sometimes, maybe even rich people, put some money into those kind of things? Well, the simplest answer to this and the quickest answer to this is they are putting their money not only into crypto. They are putting money into crypto, but a little portion of their investments are going into crypto. They are not crazy. Because if we are ranking, trying to create some kind of rank of investments, but based on what? Based on risk. Then obviously most sense has to invest into those kinds of assets or asset classes or categories, investment categories that are less riskier. Okay, obviously you'll put much more money into some classes that are easily predictable in terms of your revenue, in terms of your income, in terms of how low the risk is. But in order to do that, you have to understand where crypto and Bitcoin is in this list of categories based on risk. It's very, very, very risky to put money into crypto. I would say it's slightly above, so slightly better than gambling, because gambling is pure luck. Sometimes it's not even luck, it's just stupidity. And crypto is something above that because it's a not so much new, but let's say a new asset class, generally speaking, when you're looking other asset classes like real estate, like gold. They were here for thousands and thousands of years. Crypto is something that's here for, I don't know, maybe 16, 17, 18 years, not more. Maybe last 10 years was this wide adoption of this blockchain technology. And why would you put so much money into this and not put it in somewhere else? Then you will say, okay, but I don't have the time and I want to make money quick. Yes. Are there examples of people that made a very big fortune on crypto very fast? Yes, yes, yes. But from my perspective, in my opinion, those days are over. There will be no more, let's say, runs, these crypto runs and bull runs that will make new billionaires and millionaires in crypto. They'll make maybe for someone few tens of thousands of dollars, but not anymore. Those days of these big bull runs when you can invest, could have invested, I don't know, $100 or $1,000 and earn millions of dollars, those days in crypto are over. So you can forget about it. That you will put money into crypto and then you will get out millions of dollars very quickly. So should you invest? Should you invest? Should you put money in crypto? My answer is depends, but only if you want. And first rule is do not invest if you don't know. So if you don't read, don't understand, don't know what you're putting your money into, don't put money into Bitcoin or crypto and so on. You have to understand crypto, you have to understand blockchain technology in order to invest. Because it's a very volatile, very risky type of asset. So if you rank things that you should or could invest, okay, first thing is obviously money. It's the most liquid, okay, money is the most liquid thing in the world, so it comes and goes, it flows instantly and easily transferable into some other type of asset. You can buy things immediately if you have money. Then obviously some government bonds, treasury bills or something like that, because the risk is very low. You have the whole government behind it, so on. If your country is, let's say, stable enough, then you will get your, I don't know, maybe 3, maybe 5% interest. It's not big interest. You cannot become a millionaire overnight, but it's steady. It's easily predictable. It's regular. It's recurring. You understand me? That's why this is an investment. But if you want to become rich very, very fast, then the government bonds are not the way to go. Because this is something to play with if you have millions and millions of dollars. If you have hundreds of millions of dollars, then 3% is $3 million, you understand? But on $100 is $3. That's why it doesn't make sense to invest into these kinds of assets if you want to be rich quick. There is no such thing as becoming rich very quickly. So it's a long-term game. Only compounding interest over years and years and years is something that will get you rich. And over generations, multiple generations, 2 or 3 generations, if you all invest for 40 years, you, your son, your grandson and so on, then you will be multi-millionaires. You understand me? It's a long-term game. And then once you have those millions, then when you invest it in government bonds, then you will earn very, very big interest. Then next things are real estate. Why? Because people will always need somewhere to live, and it's very easily predictable to if you buy some apartments, flats and so on, and when you rent it, how much rent will you get and so on. People will always need someplace to live, and that's why this is an investment. Then you will have some blue chip stock, so the best stock in the world, so top stocks. So you understand, if you invest in Nvidia, Tesla and so on, it's less riskier than if you invest in some local company in your neighborhood, because there is so much more money poured into it that it makes sense over time to invest into those kinds of stocks, including maybe here are some index funds, so S&P 500 and so on. Then we'll go into category of, let's say, penny stocks or low value stocks or very, very speculative type of stocks. Then you have maybe gold, precious metal, and so on. And then, and only then, you have a category below this category of speculation. And then you have crypto. Meaning, when you are allocating your investments on a monthly basis, let's say, of course that you will put, I don't know, 20% in cash, you will put, I don't know, 10% into government bonds, you will put 10% into real estate, you will put 10% into index funds, you will put 8% into stocks, high tier stocks, you will put 5% into these bullshit stocks, you'll put 3% into gold medal, and of course you will put, let's say, not more than 2% of crypto. If you are very, very crazy and very adventurous, then you will maybe put 5%. But that's it. That's top. And the most rich guys in the world, they understand. This for them is play money. They will put 2, 3, or 5% of their investment and allocate it to crypto. And then, of course, because they are very rich, they will put maybe $1 million here, and then they will earn 5%. You understand? And that's very, very lucrative for them. And maybe if there is a bull run, if they earn, if Bitcoin goes up 20%, on their $1 million, they will earn $200,000. Understand me? And then once you hear that kind of things online, on social media, then you will say, okay, I should put all my money into crypto. That's bullshit. You understand me? Because crypto has its bull runs and so on, these cycles, but you have to understand it's a very, very risky game. And on top of that, in crypto is highly volatile. So you shouldn't put more than 2 to 5% of your investments into crypto, and it's a play money. You shouldn't put any money that you're not willing to lose. If you're willing to lose all that money that you put in crypto, it has to be okay with you. But you should always cover yourself with other types of investments. So you should put money into crypto only and only if you're putting money also into other asset classes. If you're saving, if you're putting in bonds, in real estate, in index funds, and so on. If you're putting all your money investments also in here, then it is okay. It is okay for you to put some play money also in crypto. But be sure, not all crypto assets and cryptocurrencies are volatile. Their volatiles are not the same. So their volatility is not the same. So if you look, the crypto, full crypto is $3 trillion market cap, meaning that the valuation of all crypto assets today in the marketplace is around $3 trillion. Half of that, so 1.5 trillion, is Bitcoin. Meaning from all the money that was poured into crypto, half of it is Bitcoin. And other half, other 50% are other. Leading by, of course, by Ethereum. Then you have, I don't know, USDT, USDC, then you have, I don't know, Solana, and so on and so on. If you're looking at it like this, your 2 to 5%, let's say that you have $1,000 investment, monthly investments, then 5% would be $50. Meaning that if you want to put it in crypto, you can put it all into Bitcoin, but Bitcoin doesn't have those kinds of volatilities like, let's say, Solana or some coins or tokens based on some other blockchains. What does it mean? It means that crypto is highly volatile, but inside crypto, there is also a dispersion of volatility, meaning it's not the same risk of investing into Bitcoin as it is into, I don't know, Trump coin or Pepe or Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or something like that, some other maybe shitcoin. You have to understand it and realize that if you're putting your money into crypto and want to put into many crypto tokens and projects, then you should also follow the same rule. So from your 5% initial $1,000, you will maybe put $200 into savings, you'll put $100 into bonds, you'll put $100 into index funds and so on, and maybe you will put, I don't know, $50 or $20 into crypto. And from this, let's say $50, you have to select 2, 3, 4, I don't know, crypto tokens or coins that you will put your money, that you will disperse this investment. And you will divide this $50 into those 3 or 4 tokens. Just make sure that you cover yourself always with Bitcoin. If you invest something else that's not Bitcoin, you should invest the equivalent of that money in Bitcoin also as well. So if you put $20 into Pepe, be sure to put also $20 into Bitcoin. So you have to understand that you should always cover yourself with Bitcoin when investing into crypto. How much money you're putting into other non-Bitcoin tokens, the same amount you should always cover yourself with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the least volatile of all the cryptos there are. So most probably if you lose money on Pepe or Trump coin, you will get it back in Bitcoin. But don't expect Bitcoin to have anymore 100 to gain 100 or 200, 300% interest. You can gain those kinds of interest in Trump coin, but they are very quick, very volatile, and most probably you will not get the peak and you will not sell at the peak at the top of the market. So be sure to cover yourself always with Bitcoin. If you invest $25 into something that's not Bitcoin, always invest $25 into Bitcoin. And that's it. And forget about this money, because there is a high probability that you will lose all of it. There is also a high probability that you will make good money, but also that you will lose it all. That's why you have to cover. It's always about covering and let's say hedging yourself so that you minimize your losses. Okay, you cannot get the full potential of your gains, but nevertheless you have to cover. It's sort of security, of safety net, that you cover yourself when you're investing in crypto with other asset classes, and within crypto you're covering yourself with Bitcoin when you're buying something that's not Bitcoin. And that's it. If you want so hardly to invest into crypto, this is the way you should do it. Invest first in other asset classes that make sense, that are here for thousands of years, they are proven, you will get money, it's a long-term game, compounding interest and so on. You will be a millionaire in 20, 30 years. Maybe you will become a billionaire over crypto, but it's funny money, it's play money. So be careful. And should you invest in crypto? Yes, only a part of it, a part of investment should go into crypto if the majority of it you are investing in other steady and reliable asset classes. That's the only, let's say, I would say, ground truth. And I would say, if you want to invest, that's the only way to invest, if you ask me, in crypto. There is no other way. All other ways for me are bad ways, and most probably you will lose all your money. Okay guys, did you learn something? If you have, write down. Bye guys.